on political lobbying. According to the Washington Post, the top bailed-out firms spent more than $10 million in the first 3 months of this year, $22 million over the last 6 months. Lobbying included efforts to block initiatives such as executive pay caps and new financial regulation. The International Monetary Fund is estimating banks and financial institutions have lost an estimated $4.1 million during the financial crisis. Of the losses, $2.7 trillion originated in the United States. Testifying on Capitol Hill, Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner said banks' vast amount of toxic assets is limiting their ability to lend and borrow.
The cost of credit is still very high. Reports on bank lending show significant declines in lendings for consumer loans, for commercial and industrial loans, although mortgage refinancings have picked up considerably. We may have to adapt and expand them over time, but they represent the foundation of any credible strategy to help ensure that this financial system is working for rather than against recovery.
In New Jersey, a federal court heard arguments Tuesday in a case seeking to have the U.S. invasion of Iraq declared unconstitutional. An Iraq War veteran and 2 mothers of soldiers filed the case last May. They argue then-President George W. Bush violated the Constitution by failing to formally declare war and attacking a country that didn't threaten the United States. In Colorado, the State House has passed a measure to abolish the death penalty. Tuesday's measure passed by a single vote. The bill now goes to the Colorado State Senate. The lone surviving Somali pirate involved in the kidnapping of an American cargo captain earlier this month was charged Tuesday in a New York courtroom. The pirate, Abdul Wali Musi, surrendered before U.S. Navy snipers shot his 3 accomplices aboard their boat. Musi will be tried as an adult, even though his family claims he's only 15 years old. He appeared to weep during his arraignment. Defense attorney Deidre Van Damen called Musi young and terrified.
Judge Peck may have found for today that he is of the age of majority, but as you could tell, he is extremely young, injured, and terrified. We're pleased that he will have the protection of the United States Constitution and that the government chose to bring him to an open court and not to a secret prison or any other form of non-public proceeding.
Defense attorney Deidre Van Dornum. The Supreme Court has issued a ruling making it more difficult for police to conduct warrantless car searches. On Tuesday, justices ruled 5-4. Police must seek a warrant to search a vehicle if the suspect has been removed from the vehicle and poses no threat to others. And today is Earth Day. Millions of people around the globe are expected to take part in events honoring the protection of the environment. A new report from the Oxfam Aid Agency warns relief groups will be overwhelmed within the next 6 years by people affected by climate-related disasters. More than 375 million people are expected to be affected each year until 2015, up from 250 million people today. Oxfam's calling for greater support for aid groups to offset the dangers. Oxfam says, quote, "There's nothing inevitable about a future in which greater numbers of people die and are made destitute by natural hazards and conflicts." Those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report.